We are live on YouTube. An hour and
Oh
9 minutes
wow!
in, but who gives a fuck? An hour and 9 minutes in, so we are cooking on YouTube. They finally fixed their situation, the weirdos. So you get the second half of
To
of
be
the stream on
fair,
YouTube.
it's just about time. We're gonna get through this Bailey and Io match, and then we've got to discuss finishing the story, and I'll be just about ready
This was a
to
Stardom match.
tap out
This was a st-
anyway. But
this
yeah,
this was a Stardom match. Literally, the way it was worked, it was Stardom pace, and it kind of fits in really well with the Rossi news as of late. It really does fit into actually maybe they're going to tap into that sort of
yeah,
market. And
I
one
think
moment
this
was
was
exquisite.
better than Stardom because these two have the popularity that Stardom does not.
I
And
suppose.
I think the match benefited from that because rather than it being two Joshi wrestlers who were fighting each other, and you know that this is what they do, this
Yep.
was a veteran in the Joshi style
Yep.
against someone who has that in her arsenal, but you would never call Bailey a Joshi.
Hmm.
Even regardless of being a what do they call them? Is it Gaijin?
Gaijin, yeah.
Yeah,
Outsiders.
the non Japanese wrestler, yeah, Gaijin.
Yeah.
Um, Even outside of that, you wouldn't look at Bailey and think, oh yeah, you're a Joshi wrestler. But
Yeah.
she did really well, and I wondered, and I'll have to watch them back, but I'm erring on the side of saying that I think Bailey versus Io Sky was better than Rhea versus Becky. I enjoyed both matches a lot, and I thought both of
Hmm.
them were really good for what they necessarily had to be. I didn't want to see Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch work this match. It wouldn't make sense. There were
Yes.
so many counters and the back and forth and the way that they folded out of each other's things. There was counters to German suplexes in this one. Like
Hmm.
crazy stuff. Crazy stuff.
And
Like I don't
and
want
that
to see.
insane, also that insane Rose Plant counter.
Yes, yes, where she sprung up out of it. It was crazy, crazy good.
Hmm.
Um, but I didn't want to see Becky do five flips and dodge out the way of Rhea. It was a
Me
different type
neither.
of match. Becky and Rhea felt like a fight that you would see on a street,
Hmm.
and one girl is clearly larger than the other, so this isn't going to
Yeah.
go well for the small one. But she did her best. This was your wrestling match, and it might be match of the weekend. It might still go to Gunther versus Sami Zayn.
I'm gonna go on a limb. I'm just gonna say it. This was my this is genuinely my favorite match of night two. It
Oh yeah,
honestly was. This was.
yeah.
Justin,
Favorite match of night two, absolutely.
yeah, Justin, good to see you, my man. Hello, I'd seen there been technical difficulties. Is that true? Was there a mishap? There was issues with Streamyard. They were having
Yeah,
technical issues. That's why we couldn't stream directly onto YouTube. We have been streaming for the past hour and 12 minutes on Twitch and X. We have got 166 people watching. Thank you very much to all
yeah.
that
And
is
do
watching.
not fret at all, Justin, because if the way that it basically has to work for this to now get onto YouTube is that it has to be
Fix it.
re-uploaded, the host will get that sorted and we'll have it
I
up
will
on
definitely.
YouTube as
I will
well.
do
But
that. Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely. Well,
StreamYards has tried to knock us down the card tonight, but hey, we've pushed on.
we've
We've
battered
been
them.
professional, unlike apparently the boys. But we're not gonna talk about that right now. Yeah, no, I really enjoyed Bailey versus Io Sky. I think the right person won. I don't know what Io does now though.
I don't think she needs to do anything. I think you just give her the you give her the rematch as
Yeah.
standard at Backlash, and
Hmm.
then after that,
You break her faction up.
oh yeah, and you do it. You give either I don't know. Depends on what type of opponent, but like she can work with anyone. So I actually wonder who you go to first. But I would like to see maybe down the line at some point a babyface Io Sky versus heel Asuka.
I think what I would do is Dakota Kai to NXT.
Okay.
I would do Asuka heel,
Yep.
Kairi Sane the babyface,
I'm
and
liking
Io
this.
Sky tries to keep friends with both of them but can't, and you've got, in essence, a Shield-like situation. Nowhere near as like iconic, but you essentially have the one who's trying to keep both of them together, and then the two they have completely fallen out. And it makes sense for Asuka and Sane to be the ones that fall out because they are the former women's tag team champions,
Yeah.
multiple times. I think actually now.
Multiple. Yeah, multiple. Great question, Justin. Thoughts on Priest cashing on McIntyre also is Punk medically clear or not? Well, technically, since you couldn't get the stream, we will gladly answer this
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
It's only
Let's.
fair.
Yeah.
We will gladly answer that. So
Mhm.
first of all, thoughts on Priest cashing on McIntyre? I mean, I didn't like it. I didn't like it for the fact I wanted McIntyre to get a run, but I like the element of the fact is it's McIntyre's own downfall for just making everything about CM Punk and taking his eye off the ball, losing the title for just being completely stupid. I thought it was very well done and articulate in that way. I'll get your point in a second. But in terms of like, is Punk medically cleared or not? I don't think he's medically cleared yet, but I'd say he's almost there. But we'll see what happens. But Ailey, yourself?
I think you'll get Punk quicker than we expected again.
Yep.
He was on the Ariel Helwani show
Yeah.
talking about what's it called, the MMA hour or whatever. And
MMA
he
hour.
was talking about how he probably could have made Mania, but it would have been
Yeah.
dangerous. So he's
Yes.
basically good to go now, um,
Hmm.
but he's not quite medically cleared.
Yeah.
And as for Damien Priest, I'm glad that he did it. I think we need to get the legitimacy of the Money in the Bank briefcase up. I think we need to show people that the Money in the Bank briefcase exists because it is supposed to be a basically guaranteed title.
Yes.
And it's supposed to be when you win that briefcase, it's basically the company going, yeah, you. It's not them going, okay, well, you win it until you lose it, or you'll win it,
Yeah.
but you won't cash in successfully. You'll win it, but you'll choose to cash in on a mid card champion and lose that anyway, and then win the
Absolutely.
same mid card title in a regular match a month or so later. What I'm trying to say is they've done a lot of damage to the Money in the Bank briefcase, and they needed to fix it, and this could be the start of that.
Let's hope
They
so.
made two people lose championship due to them wanting to have revenge. Yeah, there could also be an element of maybe Drew McIntyre has signed his deal, and they just want to embarrass him. I feel like after Raw, I'm more confident that he signed his deal because they wouldn't have had Punk cost Drew again if
Oh,
Drew
surely.
isn't going to do something with Punk, because at that point you're building a match that you're never going to see. And that is like
Absolutely.
101, don't do that as a wrestling promotion. So
Absolutely.
I don't think they're doing that. I think Drew McIntyre has re signed. I think you can have a Damian Priest run. I think you could have someone like an LA Knight win it, get a
Hmm.
really short reign, like a month,
Yep.
month and a half,
Yep.
maybe one successful pay per view defense, PLE defense, get it back on to Drew at SummerSlam.
And let him run with it.
Punk wins it at the Rumble.
Yep.
Seth wins the Rumble.
Yeah. And then you can carry on in any way that fits. There is,
Yeah,
we have got a
you could
guest.
go Seth Drew Punk, or you could just go Seth and Punk, and you can have the match that we were supposed to have this year.
Absolutely. For everyone that's watching, of course, I'm going to let Ailey take the reign just for a few moments. We do have a guest coming in just a few minutes. We do have, as it stands,
There's
168 people
there's going to
watching.
be a hot tag because I don't have much longer, so it's
Absolutely.
nice to have a
We
hot tag.
have We have currently, before I quickly nip off just for a second, we have 168 people watching on X. The consistent viewer on Twitch, I'm going to say, is Rach, and we've got 4 people watching on YouTube. So we currently have 173 people watching this review show. So I will be back in just a moment. If you've got any question, any comments in for Ailey, you want Ailey to answer, fire away. I will be back
Yeah,
in
fire
just
your
a
comments
moment.
in, people. I will be watching. So I guess that leads us to one more thing then. I want to make sure that I get my thoughts out on this one. And then obviously Reese and his new guest can take over from there. Finishing the story. He did it. Our boy did it. Cody Rhodes did it. He managed to finish the story. He finally managed to win the WWE Undisputed Championship, though the Undisputed not necessarily important right now. Just the fact that it is the WWE title. It's the title that they took from his daddy in the garden, as he said. This was chaotic in the absolute best way. I think for WrestleMania, you've got to make certain allowances that a match isn't going to work the same way as it does on any other night of the year. People are running on something different, they're channeling something extra special. And that, I suppose, is why I didn't mind this being what it was at all. It was really compelling viewing, but this is where, because people might call me a hypocrite, and they'd be like, well, how could you like the main event of WrestleMania Night 2 if you don't like AEW and you don't like the way AEW do things? You don't like the way that AEW just go all out with Carnage. I am okay with Carnage if you have earned the right to have Carnage. And I feel like that is the difference. That's what sets WrestleMania main event of night 2 apart from the AEW nonsense we see week on week. Because when it's the boys and Dalton Castle and Johnny TV, that doesn't quite hit the same way. When it's Trent turning on Orange Cassidy, that doesn't quite hit the same way because AEW is this constant onslaught of mess and filth and vulgar things mixed with ridiculous spots. So when I say that this sounds hypocritical because I'm saying that I absolutely loved the main event, it's because this main event earned that. It earned it through storytelling, which spans across different eras. It earned it from you can look at so many different things that linked and tied together and overlapped, and they looked through each other. The storytelling in this match was unlike anything I have ever seen in wrestling. I have watched the highlights of this match a good dozen times, like the 13-minute video. I can't get enough of it. I've watched the actual clip that he wins probably 100 times, like the little short clip where he actually does it. And Michael Cole with the 3 count, he's like, finished the story. It is just the chefiest of chef kisses. It is incredible as a main event. And all of the returns hit completely. There was one that was obviously questionable. We wondered why Undertaker.
We're going to get that point in the circumstance because we're even going to get one of our guests to give his point of view as well. If you watch my Monday football podcast, you'll be familiar with the Welsh. They're an interesting bunch. Not they're brilliant. But in this circumstance, we do have my boy Nathan, who's finally making his debut on the channel. So, welcome, my man. Good to see you.
Cheers, man.
Pleasure.
Great to see everyone, and thanks for having me on. Finally getting the opportunity to pop on, and let's go for it.
Absolutely. So, Ailey, as you were, chefiest of chef kisses.
It is. I think in terms of storytelling, in terms of how this all ramped up, and you said yourself, Reese, you were sick of Finish the Story.
Oh, I am for the right reason. It's a bugbear.
The payoff for it, though, Michael Cole being able to do a 3 count to finish the story, and he's genuinely like blowing his voice out with it. Like, it wasn't finished the story. Yay, he did it. Michael Cole was superb in this match, as was everyone on commentary, as was everyone involved. And special mention, of course, to Samantha, because she perfectly summed up what I think every fan was feeling. That sort of teary, like, oh my God, he actually did it. They actually did it. They told the story that we wanted to see. And I feel like more than anything, this was a thank you to WWE fans from Triple H right to all of us, because we had every right after WrestleMania 39, the same way that I think we had the right after Clash at the Castle, but maybe that's not the same thing, to go on a rampage with cancel WWE Network this, cancel Peacock that, stop watching, boycott WWE, all that stuff that we saw in 2015. And I think this was our reward for staying with it, for watching another year of Roman Reigns, for putting up with another year of this part-time champ whose matches all ended the same way. And his title reign ends the exact same way that we watched him defend it time and time again. He ran out of friends and Cody did not.
Yeah, and I think another thing as well that's very telling as well, and Nathan, we're going to get your points on this main event. I'm not going to keep my point of view short and sweet. I'm going to let Nathan have his say before I give mine. I think the one thing that really is fitting is Roman Reigns has beaten Cody.
Oh, no way. He's disappeared instantly.
Vince McMahon silenced him in the background.
Yeah, he's gone. He's completely and utterly gone.
Is Kevin Dunn pressed the right button?
Point over there. Yeah, he's been muted. It's an AEW mic. He's using an AEW mic.
Oh, he's terrible. Absolutely terrible.
Oh. Is he really just
Oh mate, it's hilarious.
Wow, unbelievable. Well, I did say that I had an hour and a half, so I'm gonna have to hand off to you here, Nathan, for the hot tag, R-Truth style. But yeah, enjoy the rest of the show if Reese comes back. If not, enjoy your first appearance, being a solo talk about WrestleMania Night 2, apparently. But no, enjoy yourself, and hopefully we'll catch time to be on a show together with. I've got more time. Oh, yes, gone.
Yeah, it's gone.
You know what? I'll hold off. I'll wait for him to come back. But yeah, I'll hot tag out in a moment. So, what did you think of the main event then?
So as for WrestleMania main events go, especially with some of the ones we've seen over the last 10 years, by far one of the best. Absolutely, just incredibly written, I think, as well. I was a bit concerned after night one with how clean the victory was with Roman and The Rock. Coming into it, whether it was just going to be, stick the title on Roman for another year. He's going to end up beating Backlund and Hogan. Same with San Martino as well. I just thought it was just going to be a steady, predictable storyline. But the way that it was booked on the second night, all of the interference getting deferred away because everyone knows how Solo just pops up every 5 minutes in every main event. So fair play, that was amazingly written. Even as much as I was shocked to see The Undertaker, and it was like, was it going to work? Was it not? The way that was brought in as well was absolutely fantastic. Taking out the final boss. The spear from Jey Uso off the stage was absolutely nuts as well. Great to see that implemented in. And yeah, each interference was just worked beautifully. And as you guys have said, obviously with Michael Cole being let off the reins as well, at the end of the day, if Vince was still there, it would just been like, the story's over. I've had him in his ear every 5 minutes. But Yeah, fair play to Triple H for keeping it silent and letting everyone just absolutely flourish. And match time was absolutely perfect. Didn't drag on for too long. Everything was just absolutely nailed in that main event. And to be honest, since Mania 25 with Michaels and The Undertaker, this is one of my favorite Mania matches, to be honest. It's the 100%
fair points. Yeah, no, I would have to agree. Anyway, I'm going to execute that hot tag now. So BBR Truth to my Miz. Tag him for the last. Oh, hang on.
Can you hear me?
We're getting interrupted. I've got to counter it. Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. Before
I decided just hang about while you were away.
I don't know what happened there. I don't know if it was just my sound. I was not on mute, by the way. Like, I was not on mute, so I do not know why my sound was not picking up at all. So I left the studio and jumped back in to 179 beautiful people that are watching. Thank you very much. Before she goes, I did say at the very start of this stream, obviously, if you're watching on YouTube, you've missed that, but you're going to get it now. I've decided, this is on me. She was not told this. She's getting told now. Going forward, we're going to be doing shows pretty much. We are going to be doing shows every single week.
Yes, we will do our best.
Every second show of the month, plus any other additional shows we do. As of now, I will no longer be hosting. Like it's over. Shows going forward, the first, the third, when it's my turn for the quiz, when it's Ailey's turn for the quiz. This is still my channel, as we know, but it's officially our channel in terms of how we host and run shows. That includes who she wants on, who she wants to do discussions with.
Nice.
It's literally, this is still my channel. It's still my podcast that I create. It's still my baby as it is, but it's officially full on 50-50. It's going forward, and that I wanted to announce purely as a thank you to Ailey as well over the past couple of years of being on the channel. So I really want Ailey to get her props, but also in terms of just commitment to the channel, time-wise, the lot, putting in the effort, really do as well. Ailey does a lot for the channel in terms of like bringing in input, bringing in her own personal, like her own takes are really important. So I first of all want everyone that's watching, 179 people, if you can just give Ailey a massive applause for this and her followers, obviously the channel. Literally every second week of the channel that we're doing shows, or even if we do multiple shows a week, if we choose to, those are Ailey's shows going forward. She will be in full control of those shows. So I just want to give all that to Ailey in that circumstance.
We'll see what I can do with that power. Well, thank you very much. I will have to now counter that. I'll have to jump over your leapfrog, whatever, get out and hot tag away. But yeah, no, let's we'll speak in the messages about who and what to do. I've got a couple people in mind who might be able to jump onto some shows soon, so we'll see if we can make that happen. But yeah, I guess we'll discuss what we're doing for the next show. But for now, I'll leave you guys to discuss WrestleMania night 2 and probably going forward as well. And I will catch you for the next show. Later, everybody.
See you later. And that was Ailey. So I thought, by circumstance, like I said on the show yesterday, we did night 1 review yesterday. So I said that obviously this podcast is, as a whole, collective, not just the channel that got destroyed, but like which is my personal channel. Obviously, this is still personal, but it's full on. It's the steel chair. Ailey's been on the podcast for going into the third year about 2.5 years. So 2.5 years, Ailey's been involved, and I think in terms of circumstance and where we're at, I think it was absolutely right and fitting that I make this announcement after a massive weekend for the channel where
absolutely well deserved as well.
we gained 51 subscribers. We're on 12,000 views altogether. Like, that's not just my work, that's Ailey's work. It's the community that watches us. We really do appreciate it, and we thank everyone that does. So please do come over to YouTube, hit that subscribe button. If you still want to watch on X, by all means, watch whatever you want. It's your viewership, your enjoyment. We hope we can continue to deliver good content that you guys enjoy, because as much as we enjoy talking about wrestling, we love hearing your opinions on pro wrestling as well. So I wanted to give that moment where I've not just been thinking about this for a day because of where we're at. I've been thinking about this for quite some time, and it's only fitting where she is on every show pretty much, or involved in every show unless she's not able to make it. I wanted to give Ailey her moment, and this is one in particular where I was like, you know what, let's announce it. 50-50 shows all round, and I think it's great for the channel going forward, and I think it's going to be a great dynamic, and it works really well because she's awesome. So I wanted to give that moment, and I'm going to stick with it, and that's where we're at. Back to the main event, WrestleMania 40. We're going to keep going for a while. We can keep going. So the mad return's definitely worth fitting.
Yeah.
I've said it, and people, if you don't like it, you don't like it. It's my personal opinion. I didn't like the fact that it went over. It was, I get you've got to overbook it to beat Roman, but they went way too far for me. But that's not saying I hated it. It's just, for me, it didn't resonate the way I wanted it to. It just went that way. That's pro wrestling. Like, it has moments where it goes too far, or it doesn't go far enough, and it just felt like that for me, where it went way too far. But they maintained those elements of suspense. The first half of this match, where it's literally just pure wrestling, is impressive.
It is very impressive.
It's when it gets to the second half, and you're like, okay, when's it coming? And it does eventually come up. And
Yeah.
it does go into full flow, and they do it that way. That's fine. Like that's fine. If you like it that way, more power to you. But it's just the fact of the matter of how it fits and how it works, and that really is the key. And it ties into what it was supposed to be. Who's going to get out muscled? Who's going to get the last, like basically the last gun out of the arsenal? Who's got the last shot? It's like a Call of Duty moment. It's one in the chamber. You've got one bullet left. Who's going to get the kill shot? We see that.
100%.
And it really is that killer blow of Roman has presented a great opportunity to either smash the pish out of Cody with a steel chair, or he gets the moment of, actually, I still haven't forgotten what Seth Rollins did to me in 2014. I haven't forgotten that steel chair shot. And he chooses to go for that. And it's his undoing.
Yeah.
Seth Rollins lost his world title, and he cost Roman his own by being perfectly placed to take a steel chair shot to the back. Clever as hell.
It was genius booking, to be fair, because when you look at it, especially with the position that Roman was in at the time, it was either are you going to steel chair Cody, secure the title, and then go Seth after it, or is it going to be booked that you get revenge? Who do you want to get your revenge on first?
Yep.
Because you could have it where Seth gets immediately back up, just absolutely curb stomps him through the mat. In comes Cody, 1, 2, 3, you're done. Or even more interference they could have booked from there. But the way that it was constructed right at the end, for me, was absolutely perfect, showing that Roman still has that disdain there from obviously the steel chair in the back in 14. But yeah, fair play to him. But I think as well, you really did see the difference in the booking, in particular as well. The fact it was just pure match, as you've said, for what was pretty much the first 15 minutes. At the end of the day, if it was Vince booking it, it would have probably been just 15 minutes of pure interference.
Oh yeah.
I mean, in the end, as we've seen with Roman for like the last 4 years, it just got so predictable with every single match. Just either Solo, Jimmy Uso, just any Sami Zayn in the past a few times, just any form of interference coming in. We saw it at a clash with Solo's debut as well.
Yeah.
It just got too predictable at the point, and ultimately they had to make a decision on what they were going to do with it. I mean,
It was losing fans.
1,300 days at the end of the day. It was
They were
either you
gonna
carry
lose
it on
fans.
right through, and everyone will just be fuming about it, or you end the title reign at the right time. Great reign, but at the end of the day, it's time for change. But the thing I will say now that they've put the title on Cody, and it's the same with Damian Priest as well. Where does Hunter take this? Is the title going to be on Cody for a while? Is Reigns going to have his break probably until SummerSlam and then win it straight back? And then go on another short-term reign? There's a lot of questions here. Because at the end of the day, now that both the storylines have pretty much ended on both sides, they've got to be smart with the booking. And to be honest, I can see, in particular, the world title being an absolute hot potato. And even then, if Damian Priest holds it for more than 4 months, I will be extremely surprised, especially considering that Clash is coming up again in Scotland soon.
Exactly. I think as an option.
Yeah.
We say about Roman takes his break till SummerSlam. I think so, but I still think it's going to be Rock versus Cody in the main event of SummerSlam. If the whole plan now is to have Roman turn heel, which I don't know if it works, I think Roman will interfere and cost Rock the title. I think he will, because I think he'll go like, well, you weren't very effective and helped me retain my title at WrestleMania, so here we go. I'm going to stop you from taking this one. You might be the final. You can claim to be the final boss, but to me, you're not. And he just steals that opportunity, and there you go. There's your plan for WrestleMania. It stems from that.
Yeah, it's written in the stars that it's going to be like that, because we did see it a little bit with Cena and Rock, didn't we? Like, when was it? 2011/2012.
2011 and 12, yeah.
Yeah, where it built up from Survivor Series and pushed to Mania 28. But I think it'll be the same with the world title, because there's one big elephant in the room that they've got to book as well: CM Punk.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, I can see them. He was out injured for this Mania. They've had to completely rebook it. Question is, how are they going to involve him? Whether it's going to be a night 1 or 2 main event.
He's there already with McIntyre, and he's still got the Rollins work. So it's about where they go in terms of like who's going to hold it. I think Ailey's idea was right, where Punk will take it off Drew. In the manner of it, I think it's certainly possible.
Here's a question for you then, Reese. Are we going to see Drew going into Clash as world champion, or are we going to see him winning it there? Because to be honest, I cannot see him losing another title match in the UK, especially after the reaction from last time.
I think he'll, like, if Drew's holding this title now, I think Drew will get the retention at Backlash, and then I think you'll see Drew win it in Glasgow. I think so. Romy1 Kenobi, good evening, sir. I hope you're doing well. That's generally the best name on YouTube, Romy1 Kenobi. We do have 180 people watching. Thank you very much. Spread across the 3 platforms. Obviously, StreamYard is a dick, so that's why we're late onto YouTube tonight. But luckily, we got onto it. I will upload, even though when we end this show, it looks like we're going to do a double. I will upload the full stream from StreamYard directly to YouTube at the end of this show, because it's only fair that everyone else gets to see what we spoke about at the very start. Obviously, we've mentioned Ailey's got her moment. Daz, Jamie actually can't make it. I did message him. He messaged me. He does have a family commitment. He did tell me. That he apologized to everyone. He said he was going to come on, but he will be on again. Don't worry. It's just that he has a family commitment, so he could not make it tonight. That's why Jamie's not here. On the back of that, I want to go on and discuss something else that follows. Obviously, WrestleMania. Obviously, it's the night after. The Raw after Mania gave some very interesting appearances. It gave a mixed segment between Rock and Cody as well. But
Yeah, that one I wasn't keen on that, to be honest.
It did drag a little bit. It did drag. Maybe the crowd really tore in, but it did drag a little bit. But it clearly has presented the fact that the plan clearly is Rock versus Cody
Yeah.
at SummerSlam. But is it worth doing it though?
Question is, I don't know. They could have kept it very brief and just gone, okay, fair play to Cody, you win, done. If they want to keep it the nicey way, because it did make the Rock out a little bit as a pussy, to be fair.
Yeah,
that's my personal opinion on it anyway. But if they can clearly see it as day that it's going to be Rock Cody at SummerSlam, then why don't you either build it up straight away, or not involve the Rock for it, and then bring him back just before the pay-per-view?
Oh yeah, because they could theoretically build into a Mania match within the space of 2 weeks. Well, not Mania, sorry, SummerSlam. They could make it a Mania-esque build of slow and then do it the last 2 weeks just for SummerSlam. They could.
Sorry, I'm just Cardiff just scored. Ignore me.
He has a Cardiff fan, sadly. Rowan Kenobi, night after Mania, that 30-second music that played for Raw started with creepy. That was because Uncle Howdy was at Raw.
Yeah.
He was there. When they take the initiative and bring him back, though, is a different question. But it's purely the sense that Bo Dallas, in character of Uncle Howdy, was actually at Monday Night Raw. So we'll see where they go with that. No idea, though.
Mm-hmm.
No idea. But we will see. We certainly will see. Uncle Howdy back maybe with Alexa. I'm here for it. Yeah.
Potentially.
I would ideally like to see Alexa go back to the goddess gimmick, just what really was great. I mean, I wasn't particularly a fan of her darker gimmick that she done with Wyatt. I think I know it's special between the two, but I don't want to see them go back to that. Personally, I think that they've had their chance. It only works with Bray Wyatt. And
for me, that angle's done. To be honest, I cannot see it working at all.
Yeah, we'll never see it again. Could see Uncle Howdy with Braun Strowman though, if he ever returns. But with Alexa Bliss, I think it only works with Bray Wyatt, and unfortunately, due to his passing, we'll never see that energy and that dynamic again. And I don't want to see it again.
That's the thing with Alexa Bliss, though. At the end of the day, when they split them up between her and Blake and Murphy, she goes to the main roster.
Skyrocket.
Mm-hmm. Blake and Murphy, straight down like that,
flat out. No one for a while. I think he's going to take I think he's going to take a well-deserved break. I think he's going to take a break. Can you see Eric Rowan back with Howdy?
I can't, to be honest.
I would like to, just for Eric Rowan. Just for Eric Rowan. He's suffered a whole lot of shit. And I think he deserves this moment. Will he get it? I don't know. I don't.
Question is if WWE re-sign him as well, which is what you got to remember. I think they. I can see Triple H doing it.
Yeah, I think it would be a decent move.
Yeah,
he's not gonna be like a major champion, but he is a company guy. He is loyal, and I hate the fact that he was selling off his merchandise just to make ends meet. Like that was gutting that he did that. I don't want to see that for any talent, unless you're an absolute scumbag. Then I want to see you suffer. But for a guy like Eric Rowan, who literally lost two of his best friends within the space of a few years, that hits traumatically, and that's something that no one wants to see. So I would like to see that for him that way, because he would carry on in the best way. He knows the group inside out. He knows Bray Wyatt, well, William Rotunda, I should say. Like, he knows his way of thinking, his creative intelligence. It would happen. Reese would want it to happen to Goldberg. I'd love to see Goldberg just get absolutely ruined by anyone else between now and the rest of his life. Just fuck him up.
Good humbling.
I would bring Goldberg back just to stick him in the ring again with Brock Lesnar and have Brock Lesnar do about 50 German suplexes and 10 F5s that includes one through a table.
So even better than the squash match a few years ago between them.
Yeah.
That was embarrassing. That was.
Just end him.
Mm.
Goldberg's finish. There is something I want to do. This is a fun part of the show. So if you are watching this, prepare for some laughs. And I've got a very appropriate banner for it. And I think it works really well. And I'm just going to bring it up on screen now. One moment. There we go. Get ready for a few laughters, ladies and gentlemen. Because on the channel, I have a YouTube short that was posted. It's about 3,000 views, which is generally quite mad. But it's Cody is the new WWE champion. It's the most liked video now on the channel at 159 likes.
That's good.
But the amount of comments, I'm going to call it this. It's copium. And the reason why, and you can have a look at this whilst you're watching. You can have a look at, because if I bring these comments up on stream, I don't know what the reaction is going to. You know what? Fuck it. Let's do it. The amount of comments that appear is insane. That suits me, man. That suits me. There's the amount of comments of who cheated who in the main event. Did Roman cheat Cody with all the interference, or did Cody with all the interference cheat Roman? And they go into this sheer amount of subplot. So I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you. I, for one, their usernames. So,
Reese is doing some prime calling out here. Oh, I'd love to see it.
I don't know if it's prime calling out or just prime carnage, but did I do it or did I just say the comments but not name names?
Let's just say the comments.
Okay. We'll just say the comments then. So I'm going to bring it up on the side, but I'm going to share the screen then. I think that's fair. Did you hear Ricky Starks wanted to go to the ring to celebrate but with Cody, but security stopped him? Yeah.
Yeah.
Purely because he's not under contract. And it would cause a lot. It would cause a sheer amount of problems. So it was definitely the right thing to do. Not let him go. He still gets to watch it though, which is fine. He still gets to watch and enjoy it. That's what matters. So we're now 111 subscribers now. Sweet. Okay. Where's that video? Where is it? See if I can find what I'm looking for. So view more. That is it. That video? Yeah, it's this video here. The new WWE champion kicks off. Nope, that's the wrong one. Fucking hell. Sorry, my bad. Got the wrong because I've got two of them there. 2 seconds. Content. Lord have mercy, as Dude Love would say. Not that one, not that one, not that one. Where is it? Nope. Yeah, there we go. 2,673 active views on this video, and it's just pure insanity for some comments. So let's just show me the comments. Come on, where are they? Just show me these comments because they are insane. I'll just read them from my phone. So there's some comments here that says Cody cheats to win. Cool. And then we get a response saying that's clearly cheating because The Undertaker, John Cena, and more came to attack Roman Reigns. He still didn't lose hope, and one day he will return getting more powerful.
Yeah, but technically, have these people been living in a cave for like the last 4 years?
They're going to be there.
This I know they're looking for bites on it, but is this the actual case?
They're getting it because this one follows. Cody didn't cheat Roman. Cody didn't cheat. Roman did more because if you think about it, John Cena was the only one that technically helped Cody, as he was the only one that hit Roman that was with Cody. Seriously, grammar. I mean, I know it's YouTube, but still, please have a little bit of grammar. With Cody, and first Jimmy super kicked Cody, which started all, and Jimmy is one person to help Roman. Then Solo came out and attacked Cody, so 2 people physically helped Roman, and 1 physically helped Cody. But mentally, Roman couldn't forgive Seth for betraying the Shield, so Roman hit Seth, which cost him the win.
Mm-hmm.
The reply back to that was, "Bro, who choke slammed The Rock?" So then I cheekily responded with, "Good question, and the reason why matters." I then get a reply saying, "Why doesn't it matter? Why doesn't it matters? Then it means it doesn't matter if Cody Rhodes won, bro. Remark my words." In quotation marks, "The tribal chief, he will come back stronger than ever. Acknowledge him." No, it won't. The reply back to that was, "Roman." I replied in respect to this. Then I went to work, and then the comments flooded after I went to work. So the next comment is, "Roman isn't going to be in this sort of position again as champion. The match was fair on both sides for interference.
Yeah.
Roman's jealousy of Seth Rollins cost him the win as well after the Shield split 10 years ago. As for Roman, this is where I'm probably going to get a lot of hate. As for Roman, I've never been a fan of his. Ever since the Royal Rumble with his ridiculous last man standing match where his reign technically should have ended, I've just not been as interested." And then the comment back to that was, "I can only say bet well we will see about that. Roman will get better." So I thought, okay, I'll leave one last comment and bounce. He can get better if he wants to, but that won't equal another long title run. They'll move on to different things now. And again, I got asked, why am I trying to change the subject? I said, I'm not trying to change the subject. I'm stating the obvious. End of story. And then all the Cody crybaby comments flooded, all the Roman comments flooded, and it went fucking ridiculously nuts. If you want to look at these comments, do it. Just go and look. I've got hashtag Cody crybabies. I've got casual Roman glazers. It's all on this video. And then there's a reply saying, "Bro is blinder summit. Jay helped, and Seth, John Cena, Undertaker, everyone I listed helped Cody. You're for real blind." And then hashtag Roman Reigns will come back.
Oh, God.
And there's another comment that says, "Bro, he is not winning Money in the Bank," which is a suggestion that Roman wins Money in the Bank. I'm going to say this now, guys, because this is a very interesting comment, and fair play to this user. Horror Pumpkin 340. 3 hours ago. Horror Pumpkin 3 hours ago says, and I quote, "He cheat like he says, I think to Triple H that he had won. He had to win. That should be had to win, but I get what he means." And Triple H says this to Undertaker and John Cena, and they help him to win the match and shut up the Cody cries babies. To which, at Espo WWE, the final comment on this video says, "Bro, what are you saying? Maybe speak English. Oh wait, you're some 9-year-old who knows nothing about wrestling. I forgot."
Wow.
Fucking cooked him. These are not joke comments. These are on the video. Cody Rhodes is the new WWE champion. That's the video of the title. Posted it just after the night 2 press conference, and it kicks off. It just kicks off between them. Let them do it. For all, if you want to fight over who cheated, go for it. I don't care. I find it funny. And it kind of goes to this point of, that's just funny considering how many Roman had: Jimmy, Jay, Solo, Heyman, Sami Zayn, The Rock, Roman, Candy, crybabies. End of the day, it's peak. It makes me laugh, and we see where it goes. Next week on the channel, because obviously the build up to Backlash, we are going to discuss the draft as well. We're going to get straight back into reviewing live shows and all that. We're going to be doing that. Building up to Dynasty as well. We're going to be doing that again. It's a pro wrestling podcast, pro wrestling channel. We discuss all wrestling, whether you like it or you dislike it. We're going to do it, and that's where we're at. But it's just absolutely hilarious. And Romy won Kenobi.
What a comment! That's comment of the night, mate. Oh, that's hilarious.
Damn, some wrestling marks I seen online arguing over a scripted show need to chill and go and get laid. For 181 people watching this, comment of the night? Yeah, something
Comment
like
of the night for me.
that. The full video will definitely. Obviously, this is not the full stream on YouTube. Again, it's because StreamYard had an absolute fit. So the whole stream will be uploaded to YouTube once this is over. I want to ask your thoughts on the Raw after Mania and also NXT if you've seen it.
Yeah,
The transition of some talent. Obviously, Ilja Dragunov, Roxanne Perez are eligible for the draft.
yep. To be
What
honest,
you
I can see both of them being drafted, and Dragunov has been coming for years. I remember seeing him at Takeover in Cardiff as well. That match was absolutely amazing at the time. I think it was against Cesaro as well. But yeah, he's been building for years. Roxanne Perez has been in and around there as well. So there's going to be two fantastic call ups there. Oh my God. Oh, that's comment of the night. That's taking it.
Roman one Kenobi, you got this for the preview show on Friday night, so you're getting it again tonight.
Mate, fantastic.
You'll get the light up of the Kenobi lightsaber just for that. that was peak. That is a great comment. Obviously, if you are watching this currently at 2 hours now, if you want to watch the full show back, I will try and upload this as soon as I can. Literally, when the show ends, I'm going to upload it. But if you do want to watch it, get your comments. Obviously, you're going to be. I can't answer any questions. Obviously, that's just because I can watch it with you and answer questions. But in terms of on screen, obviously, it's going to be just premiering live or just immediate upload. And you can just watch it. But obviously, I'd love to get you guys' thoughts and opinions as well. Thank Nathan. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on. Obviously, you can come back on any time you want.
Champion.
Plug your channel. Anything else you want to discuss about WrestleMania, and then we're gonna get out of here.
Yeah, so everyone knows where I am with the football podcast, my own stuff as well. Appreciate you having me on for the very first time. Hopefully, the first time of many as well.
Absolutely,
quite possibly my favorite Mania since Mania 30. To be honest, I know people have their criticisms of that show, but yeah, Mania 30 was a real favorite for mine. And yeah, I don't know what it is. Excluding 35, we won't mention 35, but every single 5 decimal Manias are always just absolutely elite. Chucking 18, etc. there as well. And some of good matches dotted over the last 10 years, but 30 and 40 absolutely sublime. Especially the first one under Triple H as well.
Absolutely,
booked to absolute perfection. But providing that they smash it, UC show, absolutely love it. Sami Zayn in disguise, who knows? But yeah, moving back from my final point, really, it's just a case of seeing how they book it for the rest of the year now. Considering the amount of storylines that ended at Mania, which was unprecedentedly a lot, for my opinion.
Yep.
It's going to be interesting to see how they do bed in this many storylines throughout the next couple of weeks of Raw and SmackDown and stuff, or whether and what Backlash is going to look like as well.
Yeah.
Because at the moment, it could be a very, very sort of taped together show that I'm looking at with not much build up. As you said earlier, they can build up a WrestleMania style match in 2 weeks, especially for SummerSlam with The Rock, etc. But when you're looking at the mid card and stuff, you're going to struggle like mad. So that's the one thing that Triple H will learn over time in my eyes. But yeah, anyways, exciting times ahead. And yeah, be interesting to see now the amount of titles that were dropped as well, how long some of those are going to be held for. Because to be honest, I can see a lot of quick title changes this year.
We're not getting that part specifically. We're just getting the footage between Jack Perry and Punk. Just for anyone watching that, we will be reviewing all that to come. By the way, also as well for the channel, I haven't looked into. But obviously, I know you can add extra platforms. Might add the likes of Facebook, maybe add the likes of Instagram as well. Get more
good shot
for the channel out there. But of course, Nathan's channel obviously at in WMYT on YouTube. Check that out. Check out our World of Football podcast as well on a Monday night if you're interested in football. That's another thing. But in terms of the channel, there'll be more content coming. Not making it all about me, but it is my birthday on Friday. I am going to do a birthday stream. It probably will just be a gaming stream, but I will be doing one for a few hours. So do check that out. We're going to be rolling every single fucking week now. Like in terms of like, we're just going to keep going and going and going. Not just me that's hosting. There'll be Ailey. 180 people watching. For
Incredible.
what you can, and from that it's 176 on X. Please do come over to YouTube. The Week of Steel Chair on YouTube. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Tell me what you think of the podcast. Tell me what you think in the comments, or like on tweets. Tell me what you think on YouTube, what you think of the channel. Anything you'd like to see added in terms of content, let me know. And absolutely, we are rolling. But from everyone that's watched tonight, all the guests, all the comments that's taken part, thank you very much. We will be back later in the week, and we are now on our road, and we'll see where it goes. But in the meantime, stay safe, stay tuned, and you didn't get at the start because YouTube was a prick, but I'm going to give you it anyway as we go out. It's, of course, the intro / outro. To all that's watched, thank you very much. We'll see you later on. Bye-bye.